Hey everyone, Miacidae here. Welcome back to Warhammer 40k Rogue Trader. So, the plan for today is to get as far towards some of the quests as possible, heading towards Kiava Gamma. I believe there is a quest on the way to do one of the chapter quests or companions quests to, I think it was to help some of the Eldari on the way, Eldari in distress here. That was like one jump away from Kiava Gamma. But while I was looking at the quests, there was one to talk to Cabela about the aftermath of the whole Nemesis quest. So I thought I would go talk to her quick because, actually, if I just show this here quick. My game's acting a little slow, so give me 1 second here. A card inverted here. After taking Nemesite's head as a trophy and offering it to the Undying Emperor, Cabela withdrew to ponder the curious intertwining of their destinies. Perhaps she will share her thoughts with the Lord Captain later. So that's what we're doing right now.
Take heed, Nemo. Our blessed Domin honors us with a visit. The one who delivered this ark from the curse of your existence.
Nemo. Does she still have the skull on her? The malformed skull in Cabela's hands has been polished to a pale sheen. Its empty eye sockets pose a question that can only be answered in death. Who is Nemo?
An aberration. Your former foe. Eternal foe. My new companion in shadow and my trophy. You once knew him by the name Nemesite, but now his name is Nemo.
Oh, Cabela never changed. She's carrying around Nemesite's skull as a trophy and now a companion to talk to because no one else talks to her.
Whenever I feel the need to voice my thoughts, I turn to him. He is far wiser in death than when he was alive.
Oh, he's her invisible friend, given form. And don't think like no one else talks to inanimate objects. I'm sure everyone else does. I talk to things on my desk all the time. I just never thought it would be a skull, an actual enemy's skull. Oh boy. Okay. So what did you want to discuss?
For years, I have been honing my body and spirit through sacred rituals. I have ushered hundreds of souls to the other side. The hunt for Nemesite was not my first. Yet, after my enemy fell, for the first time ever, I felt empty. And that emptiness only grew heavier under the weight of the question that formed in my mind during that hunt.
And what's the question and why do you feel empty?
I prayed. I longed for his guidance to put my mind at rest. But in my self-pity, I showed weakness in the eyes of the Undying One. And so, my only answer was silence. I must therefore ask you this agonizing question, Domin. Tell me, what is the purpose of the blood-spun web?
Oh, that's a hard one. What is the purpose? Now, if I'm going to give her a straight answer, technically they're supposed to be my weapons. They serve the Undying Emperor, yet they also serve me. So there's a few different ways to answer this. I wouldn't view them as Scourge of Renegades, technically. I mean, the way they portray themselves, they really are the servants of the Von Valencius rogue trader. I mean, first and foremost, they serve the rogue, or the, Emperor, or the Undying Emperor. But after that, they are whatever the rogue trader wants them to be. I'm going to ask her if this has anything to do with the conversation about you resembling Nemesite, but...
Please, Just answer me.
So, servants' weapons serve the dynasty.
Then that makes me a tool that has renounced itself and the entire world for the sake of serving a purpose chosen by others.
Okay.
All my life, I have walked the road that was prescribed for me. I did as I was told. I searched for the truth in other people's words, then repeated them in my own voice. And I never once questioned my destiny until you came along, Nemo.
Oh. So she's questioning everything that the second in command of the Bloodspung Web, mind you, is questioning everything she knows now.
I might just as easily have met Nemeside's fate and he mine. All it would have taken is a different pattern of threads. The only distinction lies in our ideas. Thank you for this conversation, Domin. It has satiated the void that gnaws at my soul, if only for a time. As for how to seal this chasm for good, that I have yet to find out. May the tenets of the web guide me to the truth.
Well, we'll find out eventually for you. Did that, end the quest? For now, it seems. So I'm guessing she'll have something in the future for me. But now, back to the Koronus Expanse map. I forgot we were here. I believe... Yeah, there was Eldari survivors in the Tenebrious Aqua here. So, I'm going to do the 2 space battles. I'm not sure what's on the Hulk, and then there's 3, if not 4, planets here. So let's do the space battle, then the unknown ships. We'll do this Hulk, then, like I said, the planets here. A violent battle is unfolding before the rogue trader's eyes. Patrol ships from the Corda fleet are tearing apart 2 Eldari vessels. Once they are finished with them, the void ships give chase after a third already damaged vessel, clearly with the intention of destroying it as well. Seeing the last ship's impending death, Yorlet calls out to the Lord Captain, voice trembling slightly. Only the rogue trader's intervention can save her kin from the massacre. Send a message to the fleet ordering them to stop the battle. The Voxmaster relays Lord Captain's demand to stop the battle and soon returns with a reply. According to Corda's ship, the group of Xenos are malicious criminals. They are guilty of raiding the system's planets and robbing merchant vessels. Corda's void ships are intent on performing their duty before the Emperor and exterminating the Xenos. Yarlet sullenly watches the unfolding chase through the stained glass windows of the captain's bridge. She grimly concedes that no crime should go unpunished, except her kin were flying transport ships. It would have been impossible for them to rob a ship, let alone launch a planetary raid. Vessels such as theirs simply lack the firepower to do so. The monkey are lying. Lord Xenos. Analyze the intact Xenos ship. Succeeded. Despite the presence of some weaponry, those Xenos ship are more likely meant for transporting cargo or the Xenos themselves rather than direct combat. Commerce asked for proof. Failed. Yeah, confront him. I think I had to get all 3 of those checks to talk him out of it, but we'll just confront him. Because it was either attack the I had one more check there, but it was a 35. And then it was either attack these guys or attack the other one. And it's Imperial Falchion class and Imperial Falchion class, so they have almost as much health as me. So what can we do here? I did trade out my Mazoa Lance for another for this Sun Hammer, so we'll see what this can do here. So a little bit of acceleration. Sun Hammer them. There goes their shield. We'll do our dorsal Starbreaker Lance. Good little chunk into them. Port side cannon needs to come forward. If I do the quick turn, I think they go down. Why do I? Oh, I do have the ability. I just don't have it on the Shield Master. And we can put our Plasma Torps down and end our turn. I guess we need to go one more forward. Hey, Plasma Torps. Can I explode their torpedoes? Alright, going in on them. Then dorsal cannon on them. If I go like right here, can I do... I need to go 2 forward and then I can port side cannon them.
Not hesitate. Show no mercy.
But then what I'm thinking is I can do a swing run. I probably should have done angling like that, because then I can hit them with my starboard. What? Oh, they had shield on this side. Gotcha. Starboard again. And that's a win. No weapons, but we leveled up. Got some scrap enough to repair. Let's go upgrade. By the Lord Captain's order, House Quarter ships have been annihilated. Meanwhile, the wounded Xenoship is rapidly distancing itself from the recent battlefield, attempting to hide in the shadow of the nearest world. Every attempt to contact it is met with frustration, and the Vox Master reports that the vessel is in deplorable condition. Who knows how much more xenotechnology can endure before the irreparable happens? The Eldari are too scared and resentful of the monkey for the recent deaths of their kin to answer incoming hails. Despite this, Yolette is certain that she can convince them to cooperate with the Elentok if she is allowed to speak with them. Persuasion 0. Yitlar. Okay, try. Failed. Yola appeals to her kin's wisdom, but the words of the outcast cannot make them trust Monkey. The pain of loss fills Eldari hearts. Only recently did the humans destroy 2 vessels of children of the Assyrian. Now they offer aid. Worse, they offer aid through the mouth of their captive sister. No, the Eldari will not fall for this trick. Trying to outpace the pursuer of the next Monkey vessel, the Eldari overload the ship's drives. One of the damaged engines is unable to bear the strain. Before the eyes of 100 officers, the Xenoship flashes of fiery light blew through stained glass windows. 1,000 tiny shards disperse across the system. They went kaboom, didn't they? The bridge officers openly rejoice, offering prayers to the Emperor. Today, the Expanse is cleansed of more filth. The enemies of humanity. What is this, if not his providence? That's not what she wanted, is it? And only the thin figure of an Eldari stands motionless of the backdrop of more intricate stained glass windows, mourning the fallen in solemn silence. Once the pain in Yarlet's soul is numbed, she turns to the Lord Captain and nods, a short gesture of gratitude for their attempt to save those who could hardly be saved. We tried. The voidship leveled up. So let's do this. And next time we know not to let her take the 0% chance. I was thinking we could let her take the 0% chance and then chase them. but no. So I wanted to take Shield Pulse because that's what Pascal can have, but then I don't know the rest here. Also, can I repair? Like, can I repair it now, please? Thank you. So let's take Shield Pulse. Oh, choose Ultimate Post abilities. The flagship's 2 torpedo tubes are loaded with 3 torpedo salvos instead of 1. Duration 2 rounds plus 1 for every 20 points in the Master Cannonier's demolition skill. The flagship launches a boarding party to infiltrate the enemy ship during the initial fires, possibly causing engine damage to the that cripples a ship for 1 round, can only be used once per round. That could be interesting. There's a chant. At the end of each round, the most damaged sector of the flagship's shield restores up to 50% of strength. That could be good. Imperium Storm. Flagship makes 7 attacks, each of which targets a random enemy in an 8-cell range and deals 8 to 14 warp damage. Can only be used once per round. Who cares if it's once per round? That's a lot of damage. This is my, this is the one I want for now. Maximum Overdrive. Speed is increased by +2 and its maneuverability increased by 1. The bonus damage dealt by voidship ram is increased on the damage traveled by 100%. And Premonition Flagship Augurs scan the area for favorable tactical positions. When flagship is in such position, invasion increased by 35%. We're taking Imperium Storm. Okay, posts. So Warp Channeler now has Imperium Storm. I don't think that can be upgraded. Warp Wave is already upgraded. Oh, Swing Run is already upgraded. And we can upgrade a few of these abilities. Alright. Then let's go to the unknown ships over here. And let's use these abilities so I can get them upgraded. Alert, the Ducari have blocked some of your flagship posts from using an unknown Xeno power. Your crew will regain controls in several rounds. Okay. So I can't use the torpedo or the reload, which is what I wanted to use. But it looks like I can use some of this other stuff. Gotcha. There's a Talon Crix frigate with leech torpedoes. There's a Sigil-class destroyer over there. Should we go for the frigate down here? I don't think I can hit them with anything right now. Actually, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the torps right here to try to hit the destroyer. And everything at the Talon class frigate. This thing's got some evasion on it. Flagship augurs a scan. All damage dealt to weak point is increased by 35%. Yeah, we'll do this. It's on the back. Ah, well. There we go. So now this has to come towards me. It actually got pretty close to my plasma torpedoes, but it did blow them to smithereens. Let's see here. Let's try this. Hit it 8 times with Imperium Storm. Yeah, that destroyed it all right. Starboard cannon at it. Probably should have gotten farther away, but one thing down. We can do torpedo control. Let's move them there. Shield pulse. Oh, that didn't do what I thought it would do, but that's fine. And we just can't hit with anything else. Ah, you bugger. Alright, let's shield pulse overload the shields. Wait, what? Overloads the enemy shield, redistributing them weakest side facing the flagship. I guess not. Do a swing run. And go forward a bit. We can't Imperium Storm. I can't hit it with anything else, but we can put more torps out. And restart our shields. Go hit them with your one surviving torpedo. Shield pulse them, just to get the use of it. Vuln scan. We'll see if that does any good for us. And then Imperium Storm on them. A lot of misses there. Warp Weave to turn them. And some damage. And down they go. Big repair needed there. Got some scrap. And some syllables, that's always good. Anything under the hood there, or was that just a battle? Alright, let's repair. I think we got exactly 71 for that fight. Alright, let's go to the Hulk. A vigilant member of the Augur crew has detected a small Xenos vessel drifting through the void. The ship is unpowered and shows no sign of being crewed. Well, send out a boarding crew. The squad boarded the vessel without issue. Corrosion has laid waste to the ship's systems, which led to the death of the entire crew. The interior is full of Eldari corpses. No weapons were found on board. The dead Xenos, judging by their clothing, were not part of any warrior caste, merely the crew of now defunct ship. The Xenos Yarlet claims to have recognized the symbols of the dead Eldari's clothes. They were civilian refugees from the craft-world Crudalark. Well, she recognized them, but we didn't get anything out of it. She just knows they're dead. Unfortunate. Anything on the planets? Nothing on the desert world. By their arduous labor and unbroken spirit do his faithful servants fuel hundreds of Imperial worlds. Their entire lives here are an example of true service to humanity. Another planetoid. Just a very small amount of plasteel there, but I don't got extractium for it, nor would I really waste it for the 2 right now. I'm assuming I'll get more later, but... The mirror. This planet is devoid of even the most primitive forms of life. However, the crew has made quite a strange discovery. A mirror. lying right in the center of a huge crater, completely ordinary mirror in a frame, by all appearances in pristine condition. Well, take it aboard the ship, sure. The mirror now hangs on a wall in one of the compartments. It looks completely normal, however, only an hour after its arrival, the Voxmaster reports that the shuttle crew that delivered the mirror has disappeared. The people who have hung the mirror have also disappeared. Even the enforcer who wandered into the compartment by mistake and stopped to fix his new non-regulation cravat has vanished without a trace. Just wait. About 3 watches after the shuttle crew's disappearance, strange squelching and snapping sounds are heard coming from the mirror's compartment, accompanied by a putrid odor. Force open the door. The door opens, revealing streaks of some slimy odd substance interspersed with clumps of what looks like moss growths hanging from the ceiling. Further inspection shows that the mirror is actively secreting biomatter, including fast-growing mold spores. Keep waiting. Yet more abnormal noises, joined by ungodly symphony of playing behind the compartment door. The squelching and snapping were soon joined by rattling, wheezing, and growing. Sensors also detected an increase in the ship's mass. Holy hell, what is this thing? In the area near the compartment. Soon faint human voices could be heard, begging to be saved. So there's our crew. I wanted to know where the crew was. But what in the hell is this mirror? Because it probably ate everything on the planet. Open the door. The compartment was brimming with biomatter, strange creatures and planets, floating in streams of a slimy substance revealed to be a type of mold. Upon closer inspection, the missing crew members were also found inside, terrified and unable to remember anything. They returned to awareness while still inside the compartment. They had been only half an hour away from drowning in the biomatter still oozing from the mirror. Logic test succeeded. After analyzing all the available data, the Lord Captain and the officers conclude that the mirror functions in line with the rotation cycle of the planet on which it was found. During the first phase, the mirror absorbs all the organic life reflected in it. During the second phase, the mirror regurgitates all the organic material it has consumed, starting with the simplest organisms and progressing to more complex ones. Yes, keep it. Now that we know how it works, we know what to do with it. The crew seem numb with horror as they hear the order, yet they obey without a word. The mirror remains in a sealed compartment while the ship continues its journey onward. We can do unspeakable things with this mirror. I hope it gives us the option to use this mirror. Because if we can just go, hey, world I don't like, mirror. Or person I don't like, mirror. And then shove them into that room. Oh, this has the potential to be amazing, or the potential to just be like, why do we even have this thing? And I really want to know, like, I don't even think it's going to show up in my inventory. So we'll have to see how that goes. So, oh, that was everything here. Okay. So, onward. Alright, so Kiava Gamma's right here. We finally made it, folks. And that's as far over as you can really go. Now, from there, like, there's a bunch of other places to go. And I probably want to go everywhere else before going to Mundus Valentius. But we're going to go to Cranach. We're going to make it safe. and let's go. Only took me 35 episodes to get here. Lord Captain, according to the telemetry, we are in the system of Kiava Gamma, the main industrial world of the Von Valancius dynasty. However, our astropaths report that attempts to contact Governor Grapak have been unsuccessful. But wait, Lord Captain, a new report Kiava Gamma is sending a request to exchange data. Should we accept it? Reply with our own request. I don't trust them. Because remember, Kiava Gamma has fallen. As you command, Lord Captain, the Vox Master switches to a nearby comm channel to relay your instruction to the crew. For several minutes, nothing happens. Lord Captain reporting the manufacturer is ignoring all requests and continues to send us its own. The longer we do not accept their messages, the stronger and more persistent the incoming signals become. I've never seen anything like this. Suddenly, a deafening screech erupts from the bridge's Vox system. You hear a violent tirades of garbled by Benharic code like the low chuckles of machinery. Lord Captain, interference detected in the compartment's Vox system. Looks like the bridge is cut off from the rest of the void ship. Uh-oh. Start of pict recording. The ship's bridge, sounds of working, cognitors and officers' footsteps. The everyday scene is interrupted by an ear-splitting, beeping sound, followed by the lumens going out in the dim glow of candles' emergency lights. One of the officers in frame cries out, another falls to her knees, clutching her head. Over the beeping of Voxes, shouts can only just be heard. What's going on? The doors are locked. We've lost all contact with all compartments. Decipher the incoming Vox transmission at all costs. Oh, that looks absolutely horrible on board. Look at that picture. Proceed. A team of decryption experts gets to work. Data tethers are inserted into sockets as they connect to the cognitors. One of the Vox clerics leans over the console. Another is writing something on a piece of parchment, but then she bursts into maniacal laughter and stabs herself in the eye with a steel quill. Another scream. A tech priest who was mid-prayer tears himself to pieces with his own macadandrites. More and more lunatics are mutilating themselves and lunging at others. Portion of pict recordings damage after contact with an unknown object. An officer shoves a rabid servitor away from the Lord Captain as he... Yeah, we'll take the strength here. Rushes to help the crew, shouting out orders. The image on the pict is fuzzy, nothing but glimpses of people shouting, racket, and the Lord Captain's orders. Within minutes, the crazed crew members are either dead or bound and unconscious. The officers clustered around the Lord Captain are barely breathing but unharmed. Scrap code. The voice belongs to the on-deck engine seer, who has turned to the Lord Captain from his station. We have been attacked with scrap code, a tech heresy designed to corrupt machines. The transmission received from the planet was infected with this taint, and is now running through the ship's veins. Omnissiah preserve us. The Voidborn officer appears to the Lord Captain once more. Whatever it is that's attacking us, we have a backup procedure that can circumvent the Vox barrier. In the atrium leading to the bridge, there is a terminal for an isolated system that might be unaffected. A loud pop. The pipes over the officers' heads burst. A blast of hot air flings the Voidborn away from the Lord Captain, his body slamming straight through the Cognitor's panel. The pict frame spins uncontrollably. The servo skull was jolted by the gust. Pict recorder fogs over, the Vox picking up the crackling of electricity and a death cry. Gas on the bridge! A junior attendant shouts and is instantly doubled over, inhaling the poisoned air. Rogue trader. Yeah, we'll persuasion this. Gives the order to evacuate immediately. The rogue trader personally oversees the evacuation. Bring the plasma cutters. Get the wounded to the exit. The officer repeats his orders. When the servo skull following the rogue trader reaches the door, they fall to the plasma cutters and crumble onward. The rogue trader is the last to leave the bridge. Oh, I got a cruise test as well. What did I just click? Leaning on the support beam, The rogue trader takes several deep breaths, trying to flush his lungs with air. Then he straightens, smooths his uniform, and heads towards the goal known only to him. The servo skull follows. I was trying to get poison out there. The atrium is in a state of panic. Silhouettes skitter about in the dark hall, illuminated only by the flickering of emergency lumens. Curt orders and someone's feverish words of prayer can be heard. Having lost all communication, the beheaded ship is writhing in agony. It takes a while for the Lord Captain to find the cognitor mentioned by the fallen officer. The panel of the isolated terminal is riddled with cracks and bloodstains, and on the floor by the terminal, a tech priest is lying in a heap with his head smashed and technical liquids mixed in with blood oozing out of his pores. The Lord Captain decides to. I only have one option. Take his chances restoring the terminal. However, I got the tech use. The rogue trader rips the power key off the tech priest's mechadandrates and opens the cover to the terminal. Sparks fly into his face, but he is confident in his manipulations of the tangled wires and clanging levers. After replacing the cover and ensuring that the system is restored, the Lord Captain brings the required data up on the screens. The maintenance bay is sending out hundreds of desperate distress calls that have gone unanswered up till now. When the machines went out of control and started turning people insane, others, driven by some hateful and paranoid logic, started butchering the servants of the Adeptus Mechanicus. The tech priests have sustained heavy losses, but the remains of the cult are still holding the line. Out of everything that's happening on the ship, the situation in the maintenance bay is the direst. The Lord Captain knows where help is needed the most. He decides to head to the maintenance bay himself. The rogue trader arrives not a moment too soon. The crew, frightened out of their wits, is already cornered by the priests of the Omnissiah and about to execute them. The Lord Captain stands between the angry mob and the tech priests. His sheer presence is already giving the crowd pause, harshly cutting off any objections from the crew. The rogue trader orders the officers he gathered on the way here to escort the mutineers out and set up a guard post outside the bay, where the tech priests begin to offer desperate prayers to the crippled machine spirits. Let's return to the bridge. The walk to the bridge is uneventful. The crisis has passed. Although wounded and crippled, the ship is nevertheless returning to normal operation. Life on the bridge is bustling as ever. Even though the people are surrounded by destruction, the senior officers have the situation under control, and the people have begun organizing. The emergency crew has already finished repairing the pipes, technomats are setting up cognitors and consoles, and the healers are bagging up what few corpses there are and examining the wounded. By the comm station, the rogue trader runs to the Voxmaster. Praise the Emperor, you're in one piece, Lord Captain. The situation on board is satisfactory. I was just in the middle of setting up comm channels. Soon all the Voxcasters will be fully operational. Another man appears in the pict frame, a junior officer completely out of breath, carrying a heap of scrolls. The Voxmaster nods at him. Here are all the reports. Lord Captain, if you find yourself able to return to your station, I can immediately give you a rundown of the state of the affairs of your ship. End of pict recording. That was hell in a handbasket. I knew that was a very bad transmission to accept. Lord Captain, the situation has been brought under control, more or less. It will take some time to eliminate the consequences of the attack completely, but the vessel is capable of motion. We may even be able to conduct a warp jump if you feel we should leave the system. Allow me to bring you up to date. Fortunately, the bridge has suffered only minor losses. The reports mention only a few casualties that have already been replaced. Kiava Gamma went silent after transmitting the harmful signal. I will refrain from sending inquiries to the industrial world to avoid a second attack. I'm afraid we have exhausted our options for remote analysis. More information will only be obtained by closing the distance or even sending a away party to the planet's surface. Okay, Heinrichs. The time has come to remind you about our agreement. I must be present in your entourage during your expedition to Kiava Gamma. I am counting on your cooperation. The crew is awaiting further instructions, Lord Captain. Okay, so when we go to Kiava Gamma, I need Heinrichs, so he's going to be one of my 6 people. So that is like the one slot that I have as a floater. He's going to be that person. That Ash World, nothing there. And then this planet is a planetoid. These usually don't have anything on them. Oh. Dwarf planet is marked on the Von Valencia's protectorate as Atla, and serves as a backup source of water for the habitable worlds of the neighboring systems. Due to the abundance of bacteria proliferating on the Atla hydrosphere, the extraction of ice was stopped half a century ago, but much to your officer's surprise, the augurs detected an unidentified mining rig deep underground. Presumably, the excavation is aimed at extracting clay minerals near the planet's core, enriched with iron and other metals. Let's do the fellowship. Contact the Extractium's Vox station. The Extractium turns out to be Indinka Corda's latest investment, whose something is located just within a few jumps of the Cranach system. While the world is of little value to the Von Valencius dynasty, your officers see the gesture as an attempt to test the boundaries of the newly minted rogue trader's leniency. So they're basically illegally on my world, is what I'm getting from this. Because this was in my system, and they set up on my world, even if I decommissioned the world. So if I follow the Seneschal's order, I get an Extractium. If I follow the Magoses, I get a rare metal refinery. I can destroy it, or I can piss off Cordia. We'll take the Magos' advice, Pascal, and see what rare mineral I get. Your people easily assume control as the frightened workers and the token security crew do not even attempt to resist. The Extractium's machines are restarted shortly after, and the amassed containers filled with precious ore are delivered to the flagship's cargo hold. Oh, it's plasteel. But I got an Extractium out of it. I don't really care about plasteel, but I got an Extractium out of it, which I'll need later. Let's go to the unknown ships here. Then we'll go to Kiava Gamma. I'm really, really excited to be at Kiava Gamma finally. I've been trying to get here for a while. I thought there was a ship up there. There are 5 ships. Infidel class raider. So these are all chaos. They're all kind of small. So the only hard part about this is how many there are. Yeah, let's go there. Let's put a Vuln scan on the Infidel class raider there. Nothing's in range for my powers, but we can just I thought we could nuke this thing. Maybe we can't because range -3. Gotcha. Well, we'll let them come to us. At least this is the evasion plus 30 one, so there are 5 of them, but they're a lot less likely to hit us in here. So they're mainly hitting shields. Oh, I've got a plan. So we're going to put out the plasma torps. Oh, no torps are ready yet. I can't do that. Okay. Starboard. The Iconoclast Destroyer, because that one's going to go down faster. Maybe. And the port side, I need to go a little more forward to fire. And boom, you go. I need to go a little more forward to get the expeditious reload. I don't want to do ram. I wanted to do the turnaround here. So swing run so we can go forward. And then we can reload and fire port side at the destroyer. That's another one that bites the dust. And then we'll be good for now. So 2 ships down. I think my plasma torps can hit the Iconoclast destroyer there. Put them there for now. Can I hit anyone if I were to fire from here? No. So we're just going to run up here to try to hit this Infidel class. Fire the Stun Hammer. Fire the Starbreaker. Oh, they moved. They got me a little good. Oh, the torps can almost hit. Almost hit. They got really close. I wonder if I should have gone here and just detonated. Oh, I can get this Iconoclast destroyer. Go, 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 torps. Kerboom! And then if we just go here, I can hit with the... Actually, we'll do weakness first. Or vuln scan. Looks like I got the side I want. Hit with the Sun Hammer. Hit with the Starbreaker. And boom you go. Now this is the weird part, because I always forget about these. Oh, battle over, okay. So we got a BG-15 assault scanner, provide voidship weapons with targeting data granting 80% hit chance. So I lose 10% hit chance, but I gain 15% critical hit. Oof. And then a lot of unholy amulets. I can get to Kiava Gamma now. Do I take the 10% hit for 10% crit? I don't really care about the crit. All that. I want my ships to be hitting. That's the big thing here, I think. And then upgraded development. Yeah, I gotta go here to upgrade, don't I? There we go. So let's upgrade Expeditious Reload. What would this do? So 1 to 3 random reload to a 1 to 3 with... Oh, I can also reload the Lances. Lances also have a minus hit penalty, but I can also upgrade or reload the Lances. That is huge. And then Shield Pulse to Shield Pulse Plus. Does not expend my shields to do. Yeah, we'll take that. So everything's upgraded. Cool. So I know if I land on Kiava Gamma, it's going to take a while. So we will pick up from here next time, going into Kiava Gamma, because we are in the system. We have Kiava Gamma unlocked right here. We just did all the stuff as prerequisites to it. Like all the starship battles, the whole like, hey, our ship was techno-attacked by the chaos technically, I think. And then once we land there, stuff's gonna happen. So I'm really excited to get there, and we'll just pick up from there next time. So, as always, I wish you all well. I will see you next time, and please, have a good one.